Okay, let's get started. I think maybe more participants will join later. Let me share the screen for the agenda. Here's my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the agenda items I collected. So let me know if we have some other topics. The third agenda item, I think we may need to do this for several times in our community meeting because we have some new issues to be charged and also some old issues to be cleaned up. So so if you have any topic you think you should prioritize, we can do that before the last um, item charge issues. Okay. The first one is about the OCI 1.1 support follow-up. I checked the comments from previous meeting, the notes, the decision, it says the decision to keep issue open and continue discussion here. And because some folks didn't join the last Thursday committee meeting, so I think it would be better that today we can align the discussion and try to finalize what we needed to do for the OCI 1.1 support. So I opened the issue I created for the discussion, support OCI 1.1 GA specification. And Pritesh, you summarized actually a good summarize for the discussion from last Thursday. And Shui also left a comment. I think we can first discuss Shui's comment. Shui, would you like to give a short explanation or short intro on your comments?
Yeah, so currently the behavioral notation is that whatever you have for the server, we always use the referral tag schema, right? In the future, should we just default to the referral API and use the fallback mechanism according to the OCS spec 1.1? If we are following the OCS spec 1.1, then we should do that. And in that case, we don't need a flag called allow referrals API because it will be always 2. But if we do have, then we can default it to 2. And if someone want to have false to the referral tag schema, they can set that flag to false, or we can rename the tag. Rename the flag. I have this comment because in the previous comments you have what you are proposing is that we mark this flag as the as a GA flag instead of experimental, and also um, make it default to false. That means the current behavior will be still maintained, right?
That's correct. We want to maintain the current behavior for backward compatibility use case. Otherwise, if we directly start using 1.1, we will break some users who have different signing and verification workflows, where signing is using 1.1, but verification expect it to be 1.4 behavior, especially text schema.
Yeah, but is that a problem? Because currently most registries does not support referral API, right?
Yes, I agree. It can be a problem if let's say if a registry launches reference API in, let's say 15 days or 20 days, and they
Yeah.
have verified using Governor or Ratify, And right now, if I start signing using, and let's say
So-
right now we start signing using 1.1, the verification would fail because it won't recognize that signature.
Oh no, okay. So I think there's a problem here. That is, when a registry provider starting supporting referral API, will they do backfill? So basically, will they convert any existing tax schema stuffs into referrals API? Or will they just scan all the manifests and see if those manifests have subjects and just record the data in the referral API? They
Yes, I
should do,
agree
right?
that. Yes, they will. Yes, then they should as per the specification.
Yeah.
I'm worried
So
about the other use case where the verification is relying on text schema, but the signer produces 1.1 signature because the registry started supporting it. So in that use case, it will break the users, right? For example,
no, that's will not. For example, if a registry supports the referral API, but the signer is still use the referral tags, it's still okay because the record will, I mean, the metadata will be both recorded in the tag schema and also the referral API. So it will be recorded in both places.
the specification says that, for example, if I push a signature using a reference API or it's called subject, I think, inside the manifest, will
Yeah.
they update the tag also?
It will not update tag, but it will update the referral API. So
Yes, it
basically,
won't update the tag, right? So if it
pardon?
tag is not updated, it won't update the tag, right?
Yeah,
So
it
if
won't update. Yeah,
yes,
well, not
what
update data tag. Yeah, that's right.
yes, what can happen is signer pushed using 1.1, so tag was never updated, but signature was pushed to registry, but verifier still uses the old notation client and relies on the tag schema, right?
Okay. Okay, now we got another problem is that when we have a new version of notation, do we still allow the older version of notation to verify
Yeah.
the stuffs?
That's a backward compatibility, right? Unless you do a major version bump, you have to do support that. So that's the
Well,
reason I was supporting it. Let's in 1.2 we can do this. In 2.0, we can, if we want, we can make this as a default behavior because it's a breaking change for customer.
yeah, but shouldn't the customer always use the latest version of notation?
Ideally, yes, but practically they are not always on the test.
Okay, I think
That's
then we
a
can have a vote. Yeah, then I think we can have a vote and say which behavior will be the better.
I mean, it's about backward compatibility. We don't need a vote to maintain backward compatibility, right? Unless you want to bump up in the major version, you have to maintain backward compatibility.
Then should we have a major version update?
I'm
Then
fine with that. If we want,
then
yes. So that's what the proposal is. Like, yes, let's make it 1.2. And then if you want, we can do a major version release after that in a week or 2 days.
yeah,
Because that,
then okay. Yes, I agree with that. Then we can have a 1.2 and maintain the current behavior, and then later we can decide we have a notation 2 instead of notation 1.3, something like that.
yeah, that's what it's like last line. In future, we can have major version bump and we can make 1.1 behavior as default. I agree there.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the explanation. I don't have any comment now.
Sorry, I just muted. So I think Shui, your comments was answered, right? And for 1.2, I would like to see it is not based on the proposal. It's not exactly the current behavior, because for the verify command, it will use the reference API by default. However, this is not current behavior. Currently, we need to specify the flag. For sign, it's basically the same. User needs to specify this flag explicitly so that the referral API will be used. This is current behavior. I think if we align with this proposal as Pritesh comment for the 1.2 release, I think this is very good. We can later create work item for it. And I think one more thing, for the 1.2, we discussed the behaviors. Let me, not 1.2, I mean the OCI 1.1 spec. Let me go to our specification repo. We also have a issue that for 1.1, we also need to update the specification to accommodate the image spec 1.1, right?
Yep, and that should be done as a part of 1.2 release.
Yeah. So basically, for the signature specification, for the OCI signatures, I think the manifest and also we also needed to update the signature discovery part to cover what we just discussed about the behaviors. And also for the signature manifest format, do you foresee any changes? Because for 1.1 there is artifact tag. Pritesh or Shui, any comments? I think the current manifest complies with the 1.1, but it is not the recommended one.
I think it's ideal for now because it's still compatible with the OCI 1.1. Yeah, because not currently not all registries support OCI 1.1. So I think we can keep it for now.
Okay. Okay. So the signature manifest, we will keep it for now. And for the discovery part,
I think we will need to take a pass over complete specification to overhaul using this, which are there in GA 1.1 spec.
sorry, Pradesh, what do you mean?
I think someone need to go through the spec and see where we have discrepancy with 1.1 spec and raise a separate PR for this.
Yeah, that's true. I think that work can be tracked by this issue. I think it's this one. We can track the work under this issue. Okay, this is more about the image spec. Okay, so I think for the OCI, Feynman, please.
Yeah, sorry for disrupting here. I still have a question regarding the Pritesh's comment, and I see we didn't make a summary based on the discussion of Shui and Pritesh. So I would like to know what are the conclusions that we draw from those 3 points that Pritesh proposed here. Yeah, can you scroll down to Pritesh's points. My major question is for point 2. So Pritesh proposed the strategy that we should retain the allow refers API tag flag, right? This is still the same as notation v1.1, but there's no experimental environment variable for this flag. So what are the default behavior if users does not specify allow refers API?
It's the tag schema based.
So that means the default behavior does not change in notation v1.2.
Yeah,
for
yes,
notation
that's
sign
true.
command.
Yeah, true. To consider the backward capability. So for notation 1.2 as listed here, this what we are going to do. And so for the sign, the behavior does not change, and the flag will be a stable flag. For verify, it will remove. We will not use this flag and using the referrals API, because the refer API will do the automatically fallback to including all the, for example, signatures previously pushed using tag schema. This is a difference from current behavior. For the second one, for the sign command, it's actually the same behavior as today. The difference is there's no need for the experimental to set the environment variable.
From my anticipation, I think if we still keep the refers tag schema as a default behavior without the refers API flag set, I think by default users will use the default behavior, and the signature will be pushed as the tag schema format in general. Is that the expected behavior or result? Or I think in general, for normal users, they might not be familiar with what the benefits of using the first API. So in general, they might choose the default behavior without any flag set.
Yeah, that's I think we aligned for 1.2. We do not break changes, and in the future release, as we discussed for notation 2.0, we will follow the OCI 1.1 spec, and the default behavior will always be the referrals API. And also, as Sajid comment, in 2.0, we could have another flag so that the user, if they want to use referrals API, referrals tag, they can use this flag. And the current flag allows referrals API can be removed in 2.0. So I think the goal is in 1.2. We remain backward capability, and we improve the verify command, and make the current flag a mature flag. And in the future release 2.0, we will remove the allow referrals API flag.
Yeah,
This
that
is
makes
the
sense.
strategy. Yeah.
Yeah. I can also anticipate that. Just my assumption, I have a concern that may not that not all of those enterprise customers are willing to switch to the new major version. I mean, switch from notation v1 to notation v2. At least in ORAS, we have seen a lot of users are still using older versions, because in general there might be some breaking change in a new major version. So I'm not sure in the future how many users are willing to switch to notation v2, and it may spend a long time for the major version upgrades in customer environment. But I acknowledge that if we change the default behavior from tag schema to refers API, that would be a breaking change in notation v1.2. I think I understood the logics here, but I think a few more concerns from my side.
Yeah, I think if any breaking changes, we should step the major version, and that is also the concern. As you mentioned, that's it's a breaking change, right? So customer may have some considerations. So once we decide to introduce a breaking change, we should be careful. So I think that's also an implicit reason that in 1.2, we keep the current behavior, but we make small improvements on the verify command. And over time, with the OCI 1.1, I think get popular, and at a certain, maybe in the near future, we can bump up the notation 2.0 if required.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, I think currently what Pradesh proposed here is very good. As after this meeting, I will maybe re-emphasize Pradesh comment here for the 1.2 release. And the Shui's comments was also addressed as we discussed. Okay, that's 1.1, and I also we from the specification point of view, we also need to do some updates according to the image spec 1.1 for the specification release. Then next is the 1.2 plan. So previously, actually we had a discussion previously. Then we decided to defer the 1.2 release to May this year, and with this scope. So we have a feature sign arbitrary blob, and we have a enhancement on the error message improvements, and we have timestamping support feature, and we have a related CLI specification to be released. I would like to also that add the 1.2 support for the the OCI 1.1 support into the 1.2 release. Do you agree with that?
I do,
So
but like about a timeline, will we still be able to make May?
Yeah,
If we-
the timeline is we also need to discuss about it. So at that time, it's February, so we think maybe for May is okay.
But
Yeah, we can discuss the timeline for the sign blob. Since Pradesh, you are working on the implementation. I think we have all the specification. Not only the CLI specification, but also specification in Notary Project. Those are all merged. For the implementation, how much time, Pradesh, you can estimate?
I have notation goal changes for signing blobs. For validation, I think I will take 1 or 1.5 week. That for notation goal changes and then CLI changes needs to be done. So I should be able to do it before May for sure. We should be able to make the blob changes before May.
Okay, so for sign blob, it's it can be the code can be done before May, right?
Yeah. So I'm targeting somewhere mid of April. So yeah, May we should be able to do it.
Then the next one, error message, maybe Feynman can provide some updates. I know we have some work ongoing related to the guidance and also examples that for the each notation command.
Yeah, for the error handling guide, this is the general guidance for notation error message. And I had a PR raised 2 months ago, and I think we will need some time to finalize all of those comments and align on the guidance. Then in parallel, I will create related issues for each command. I created an issue for notation sign as an example. So the detailed examples will be articulated articulated in related issues. So I think we can target notation v1.2 to fix all of those obvious error messages and improve the error messages in this release.
So there are some specification work and also implementation work accordingly. So do you think the May the timeline is reasonable?
I think so, because this does not change the API, and it's not a huge enhancement for notation for the whole notation, but it polished the user experience for the output of the notation. So I think that's still under control for notation v1.2.
Okay. The next one is support timestamping. Because Patrick didn't join today. I know we have the TSP client this new repo. Some development work is ongoing, and also the timestamping specification. Patrick is working on and they need to do some updates since there are some specification changes recently. So I think we need to get back on the timestamping, the timeline for the timestamping when Patrick and Junjie they are back. And one more thing I want to say is that for the sign blob and the timestamping, I think we expect a security audit, right?
Yes, we should do that. Yeah.
And Feynman, I remember that for security audit, we have a window for in the CNCF, right? It's maybe in April or sometime. That I mean, can we apply the security audit anytime during this year, or we need to schedule it earlier?
Regarding the security audit for timestamping repository, I think we will need to request earlier to book their at least their availability for this year. I don't think we can ask the security audit anytime, because the Security Audit Institute has multiple they has a lot of issues, and how to say that, they have a lot of schedules this year. They are not only responsible for Notary Project, they have other CNCF projects. So I think we will need to book them in advance, and we can give an estimated timeline. For example, when we want to start the security audit for timestamping repository, we can give an estimated months or.
Okay. Yeah, as I remember, you have the contact person. So once we have a ETA date, I think especially for the timestamping, then we can start to prepare for that.
Yeah, and another thing, I think, if you wanna do if you wanna conduct the security audit for timestamping, why not we do the annual security audit for the whole project? Because in general, they conducted the security audit for the major repositories every year, especially for the incubating project. So I'm thinking whether we can conduct the annual security audit for the whole project, not only for timestamping, because there are a lot of code base change for notation v1.2.
Yeah, I think it depends the scope and also the timing, because we want to have this 1.2 as early as possible. So if we want them to audit the whole organization, all the projects, it may take more time. And this time, I think for 1.2, we have blob and timestamping together for the audit. The scope is very clear for them. Maybe we can save some time. And also, I think it depends how they can run this, because if they already did audit for some repository in certain months, so maybe from the whole organization point of view, they can just skip audit for those repository that already, did the audit and complete the rest repositories.
Yeah, I remember in our last security audit, they conducted the security audit based on the repository, not instead of the feature.
At that time, we request the notation and the libraries.
Correct.
And that is for our first release. That's for different purpose. So we can park the security audit discussion for now. We need to start to schedule this audit. But before that, I think we need to have a solid timeline, especially for timestamping. So Shui, I have a comment from your point of view, since you reviewed the PRs related to the timestamping several weeks ago. What's your estimation for the implementation work for the timestamping part?
So I think Patrick and Junior has done the major work of the coding, but we just need the time for PR review. Yeah, so basically the PR need to be reviewed by both me and Pritesh. So I'm not sure Pritesh have time to review all of those PRs. I'm fine because I can just review it full day.
I can, like, there are no PRs pending as of now, right?
Yeah, it's current now, but we will do when they are back.
Oh, okay. I think I should be able to do it. Like, we have 1.5 months, so if we spread it over 1 month, I should be able to review it.
Yeah, should be good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
thanks.
and just to notice that just for the TSP, so we still need to modify the notation goal and also the notation CLI.
Yeah, got you. I think maybe next week when Patrick is back, we will have more clear understanding on the implementation work. And with that, because there will be several PRs to review for both arbitrary data and timestamping, we can together, based on the number of PRs, we can provide a better estimation for 1.2. Then we can change, we can update the timeline accordingly, and also we can book the security audit for those two features. Okay, and I think maybe from a release point of view, we can also consider a beta release first, but that we can discuss later. Okay, so let's firstly, we align the scope. We will add the OCI 1.1 support to 1.2. For this one, I will comment later to add the OCI 1.1 support in 1.2. And I think next week when folks are back, we are clear about the workload, then we will provide a better ETA date for 1.2. Then we can update the timeline accordingly. Yeah, I think Pradesh, you got a good point that we have the dependency on ORs to implement OCI 1.1 first. Yeah, that's true.
Probably we need to check on their schedule when they will release a newer version with OCI 1.1 spec. Well, it's already out there. I don't know. I'm not following the project, so we'll have to check that.
I think for the OCI 1.1 from Aura's point of view, the Aura's goal, the plan is 2.5 to include the changes. I think the timeline is around the end of March. And we can confirm this with Aura's community later, but the time frame is around end of March. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, before we charge issues, Freeman, I saw you.
Yeah.
The last two items are added by you, right? Okay. Maybe you can
Correct.
quickly talk about it.
Yeah, it's just to sync those updates with you all as you are maintainers. So let me quickly update those two updates. The first one is for Notary Project updates announcement for the upcoming KubeCon EU this month. Pritesh and Vani, I know you folks will not be there for some reasons, but we will have maintainers from Microsoft to be there, and we will partner with some ecosystem community partners to do some presentations and support the project booth. And the CNCF also secured the opportunities for us to provide some updates and announcements for the Notary Project in the last few months, and also the upcoming updates for Notary Project. So I created a blog post. Here's a draft link. Maybe you can help me to open that link, just for a quick preview. Yeah, can you switch to the page? So here's the draft blog post that we submitted to CNCF, and the CNCF committed that they will publish this blog post in the middle of this month, and we summarize these 6 major updates for Notary Project that can be announced for the upcoming KubeCon EU. So the action here for all of the maintainers is that please help to review the announcements and the major updates that we are going to announce for the upcoming KubeCon EU, and make sure we are aligned for the announcement. The timeline is to review this before the middle of March. And then CNCF will publish this one at their official blog post at cncf.io, maybe after middle of March. Pritesh and Vani, any questions for this one?
Vani, will you be able to do this?
What is it, Pritesh?
And can you please review this blog post? Which
Yeah, I was about to tell Feman. Yeah, I'll be able to look into it tomorrow, and I'll be able to send you some update on that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just a follow-up question for one of the announcements in this blog post. So I mentioned the arbitrary block signing for the upcoming KubeCon EU. So I want to know whether we are able to prepare a POC for the KubeCon or private build. This question is for Pritesh.
What's the date we are looking for? Can you please repeat the date?
The date is, I think we should, I think the date is March 19. The KubeCon starts March 19.
I can quickly hack around something if you need. That we should be able to do it. At least signing part, and I should be able to hack something about verification. Signing should be done like as a normal thing. We should be able to get the PR out for verification. I think we can do something. Let's touch base on Wednesday and like Thursday meeting just to confirm that. Yeah.
Okay, so we can confirm whether we can have the POC until next Thursday meeting. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I will also add those notes later. Next one is adopter updates, Damon.
Yeah, as you may remember that 2 months ago, VMware Tanzu submitted a pull request to add their adopter information to our website, and they announced the VMware Tanzu application catalog adopts notation in their private environment. They use Harbor Container Registry to sign, to store their signatures and sign with notation in their environment. So recently, I've heard from an adopter from VMware. They are now planning to use notation to sign all images stored in Docker Hub. It's actually for Bitnami images. So Bitnami is a validated publisher on Docker Hub, and it is also one of the biggest publisher in Docker Hub. And they are planning to publish a blog post for this action because of Docker Hub recently supports Notary Project signature. This is a private chat that adopter reached out to me yesterday, and they shared this information with me. So I want to share it with all of you, and maybe in the upcoming days, I think they might raise a pull request in Notary Project website to add their announcement as usual. I think this may increase the adoption rate for Notary Project in the community because Bitnami has hundreds of open source images maintained in their organization.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Feynman, for the update. Okay, I think we still have time, so let's try some issues. So last Monday, we basically charged all the issue under the specification. So today we will focus on the notation repository. That okay? Okay. The first one. Yeah, this was created by you, Pradesh.
Oh yeah, I can talk about this. So basically, right now we have a debug flag for notation, but there is no way to pass this information to plugin so that plugin can also emit some information. So that's the high level problem. And since we invoke plugin from notation, the plugin owners or publishers cannot even use any environmental flag because we're stripped them down when we call plugins. So yeah, we need a workaround for this.
Yeah. Shui, do you have any comments on this?
Yes. So when we enable the debug flag of the plugin, how does the plugin show debugging information?
Yes, there's a challenge. The one way I can think of is plugin can create their own files and manage it. Doesn't need to be on output. If we want it to be on output, we will have to support a new field in our protocols so that they can pass debug information. But ideally,
Then we have to develop another protocol to pass the debug information from the plugin to the notation process.
Yeah, for time being, I wasn't expecting of doing that. The short-term approach, I was thinking of like plugin publishers can find a way to write to a file or however they want it.
But
I
if
was not publish it on the console.
I think they can do something, right?
I mean,
But
yes. Right now, the short-term approach would be to just pass this intent to the plugin so they can publish the information however they want to. Like if they want to write it to a file or if they want to do it somewhere else, they can do it. In future, like we can take this iteratively in future, we can provide a mechanism to pass this debug information even to notation, so the notation can emit that.
I think we have to figure it out before we implement this debug stuff. Otherwise, I think the plugin developers will be just dump everything to the standard error, and the notation is not catching them.
That's true. Let's start documenting it. Yes, I just raised an issue here. Yep. We can talk about the proposal later. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So what's timeline you expect, Pritesh, from your side? Will it be so currently we have this for patch release. This is 1.2, the upcoming minor release, and 1.3 is a bit later after 1.2 in 3 months. And we also have a feature, which means the backlog.
I would say 1.3. We cannot for sure do for 1.2. Somewhere in future 1.3.
Okay. So I mark it first in 1.3. Anyway, as we as I said previously, that this is based on the current estimation, so later we can also adjust the timeline accordingly. Okay. This is the next one. I think we can skip. Is the user want to use Scrupper to install notation on Windows. So this issue was labeled a good first issue. So maybe other folks in the community, they can help on this. So if no comments, we can move forward. Okay, the next one. Yeah, the next one actually, we charged offline, but would like to use this meeting to sync up with other folks in the meeting on the plan. So this issue was charged and marked in milestone 1.3. Yeah, so any comment from Pradesh? Basically from the user, they would like to use the certificate command with some options to fetch the certificate from a KMS store. So currently, we have a notation certificate add, but we only support add from file as the source for the certificate. That means user has to download the root certificate from some HTTP URLs, or if the certificate is inside some key management system, they need to use some API or command to download it first, then use this command. So I think this is a valid scenario. So if we support add from different source, for example, from URLs or from key management system, some URL, then the certificate can be fetched and added to the trust store.
Yeah, I like the idea, but I'm still thinking about the implications of this.
Okay. So if it is valid ask, so currently I marked in 1.3. We can repeat it to the timeline later. So basically it will be after 1.2. I think after 1.2 is released, we can revisit the milestone 1.3 and the also some issues in the future future milestone. Then we continue. This one is about the fifth support. So I'm not sure whether Pritesh you already read this issue.
I didn't.
Yeah, I think this one was worth discussing. So we offline triage it and put under the discussion. Discuss milestone. And I remember Shui previously mentioned that for this one, notation actually for notation itself. Sorry, let me put it this way. It depends on the plugin because we use the plugin, right? So we can scope this, out to each plugin for the fifth compliance.
That's partially true. For signing, it depends again which kind of plugin you have. But for verification, the answer is no. The changes has to go in notation. Because notation is one verifying integrity and doing the crypto operations.
So you mean for I'm reading your comments. For sign, yes. But for verification, no.
I mean, for
Uh,
signing, we have two modes. One is signature generator and envelope generator. For signature generator, the answer is no. For envelope generator, yes. Because in signature generator, the hashing and other crypto operations, I'm not sure whether hashing is considered crypto or not. I just have to go and look into it in FIPS 140.
Hash is considered as crypto.
Yeah, so it has to go,
So-
basically the changes has to go in
Yeah.
notation.
So basically in FIPS 140, MD5 is not allowed, obviously.
To answer to E, we need the changes in notation and in plugin, yes, possibly in plugin also, but in notation for sure we need to make the changes if we want to get a FIPS compliance or FIPS mode.
Yeah, his screen is frozen, so he disconnected. I think he will be able to join in a few minutes.
Sorry, my Zoom crashed. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Have 1 minute
sorry.
left.
Yeah. My Zoom crashed. So what did we discuss for the fifth?
The summary was that we will need to make changes in notation if we want notation to run in a FIPS compliance mode. Out of the box, yes. That's one way to do it. Or the other way, someone goes and do a work to plug in FIPS compliance library and build their own executables.
So that means to be compliant with fifth, so notation should do some work, right?
Yep, that's
yeah. So then I think we maybe put this and into a milestone. I think maybe we can first put under future or 1.3. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't have strong opinion here. Let's mark it 1.3. We can always move items from 1.3 depending upon the priority to future.
Okay, so I will mark it to 1.3 first. Is that okay for you, Shui?
Yes. By the way, should we have 2.0 instead of 1.3 later?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I can have I will create another milestone for 2.0. Definitely we need this, but 1.3, it could, yeah, I mean, maybe 1.3 is not needed. I will create a 2.0 first, but as for now, let's put the issues that after 1.2 into 1.3. I think with 1.2 release, we will be more clear about whether we should introduce 2.0. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine for me.
Okay, thanks. I think we are 1 minute over time. Sorry for my Zoom count. I just restart the client to get back. I think we can end today's meeting. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.